Hello, my name is Forrest Owens. I'm the founder of Forrest Owens PA, which does business as Aviation Legal Counsel. We advise clients on one of the most complex and misunderstood asset classes in the world, aircraft. Not just airplanes as machines, but aircraft as legal structures, financial instruments, regulatory platforms, and risk environments. Because in aviation, the exposure is never where most people think it is. We are here to guide clients to achieve the best possible outcome. At Aviation Legal Counsel, we operate at the intersection of law, aviation, and finance. Our clients include aircraft owners, family offices, operators, lenders, and international investors, primarily in the large turbine market. And our role is not to simply handle a transaction or review a contract. Our role is to ensure that every aircraft transaction we touch is properly structured, properly documented, properly operated, and ultimately defensible. Because the reality is this: most aviation problems do not begin with accidents. They begin with structure. They begin with a tax strategy that was not coordinated with a management company, a lease that does not reflect reality, a management agreement that quietly transfers operational control inappropriately, or a transaction where the documents describe an intended use while the aircraft is operated in a different manner. This is where we focus our efforts, driving effective solutions. We are different because of expertise, and what distinguishes our practice is depth and breadth. We do not approach aviation as a subset of general corporate law. We approach it as fully integrated, and that includes FAA regulatory compliance under Parts 91, 119, and 135, operational control analysis, including dry leases and management structures, aircraft transactions, including domestic and cross-border acquisitions, tax structure, including sales and use tax, and depreciation and assessment of IRS audit risk, financing and leasing, including lender protections and Cape Town considerations, and litigation strategy and counsel should things go wrong. And importantly, we do not view these issues in isolation, because in aviation, they are never isolated. A tax structure affects or may affect operational control. Operational control affects regulatory exposure. Regulatory exposure affects insurance. Insurance affects financing. And financing considerations may affect the aircraft's ability to be subsequently sold. Let me give you a practical example. We routinely see aircraft owners enter into what they believe is a compliant dry lease arrangement. On paper, it looks correct, but in practice, the wrong party is scheduling the aircraft, the wrong party is selecting the crew, and the wrong party is exercising control. At that point, the issue is no longer contractual. It has now become a regulatory concern. And that is where enforcement risk arises, often unexpectedly. We see the same pattern in transactions. An aircraft is acquired through a back-to-back structure or through a tax-motivated entity without fully aligning title, records, and operational reality. The deal then closes. Everything appears successful, and then months or years later, the issue surfaces. A title defect, a tax assessment, a regulatory inquiry, or a dispute that could have been avoided entirely. That is the gap we close with depth and breadth of effort and knowledge. We have a philosophy, and our philosophy is simple. We do not sell documents. We deliver clarity, structure, efficiency, and precision, which is the essence of private aviation. We advise clients before problems arise, because once an issue becomes visible in aviation, it's already expensive and in some cases irreversible. We also understand that our clients are not aviation lawyers. They are business leaders, investors, aircraft operators, charter operators, and maintenance facilities. Our role is to translate complexity into clear, actionable decisions without losing the precision that this industry demands. If there is one takeaway, I would leave you with this. In aviation, success is not defined by acquiring the aircraft. It is defined by how the aircraft transaction is structured and operated over time. That is where success is found. And that is where we focus our practice. We do welcome questions, and if you have any, please direct them to admin@aviationlegalcounsel.com. Thank you.